Why are so many candidates struggling to get into tech? I mean, you know you can do the job and you think you've made that clear enough for recruiters, but what's the real reason why you haven't gotten a job offer in your inbox yet? By the end of this video, you'll be 100% positive on what it is that you're missing. And if you take the actionable steps to get these easy fixes over with, you'll have recruiters reaching out to you in no time. So if you haven't seen my video yet talking about why the GovTech industry is the easiest tech industry to break into, make sure you go watch that video. In this video, I'm going to help you become that perfect candidate that has the recruiters reaching out to them all of the time. So I've been in the GovTech industry since the age of 16, and I have recruiters that are texting me, emailing me, sending me messages on LinkedIn. And if you do these steps, you'll be in the same position. The GovTech industry is completely slept on. In this industry, they've been hiring nonstop and they can't find enough qualified candidates. And on the meanwhile, in other tech sectors, they have been doing mass layoffs. GovTech hiring is up 36%, and there's even federal mandates to help the government find more qualified tech employees. So this is the place that you want to be at. So you might have been applying for these different GovTech roles and you haven't been hearing anything back. And here are some of the reasons why you probably haven't heard anything back yet. When applying to roles in the GovTech industry, your resume has to be on point. You have to have the right keywords and qualifications, or your resume won't get picked up at all. So you first need to be tailoring your resume to the job postings. This is extremely important in the GovTech industry. I know in other tech industries, you could just go onto LinkedIn and just spam the apply now button, but that does not work in the GovTech industry. So you have to really focus on tailoring your resume and making sure that you actually are a good fit. The biggest thing that the recruiters are looking for is if you actually have the right certifications. So in the GovTech industry, certifications are everything. We have what's called the DoD 8570 baseline certifications. And these certifications pretty much show the government that you're qualified to do specific jobs when it comes to information assurance and cybersecurity. Even when it comes to some software developer roles, I've been seeing them start asking for people to have the Security Plus certification. So if you have not looked at the CompTIA Security Plus certification, you need to start looking at it now because it is needed to get into the GovTech industry. If you haven't had a GovTech role yet, that could be another thing that is stopping you from getting your foot in the door. So you might not be able to get the exact role that you want as soon as you get started. So be open-minded and make sure that you're open to many different kinds of opportunities. The best thing about this industry is that since there's so many different roles, you can get your foot in the door, start to build up your resume, start to get that GovTech experience, and then you can start job hopping. Job hopping is something that is extremely common in the GovTech industry, and it's not frowned upon whatsoever. When it comes to the tech skills in the GovTech industry, you want to make sure that you have GovTech specific skills. And what I mean by that is that the government uses different technology than the private tech sector. So for example, in the government sector, they like to really rely on a product called SolarWinds, and they also like to use a product called Splunk. And there's many other technologies that are mostly used by the government that you won't see in many other places. So make sure that you're taking a look at the job posting and seeing if you have those skills that they're looking for. And if you don't have them yet, go onto the website. You might be able to get a free trial and get your hands-on experience with that technology that the government recruiter is looking for. There's a huge misconception when it comes to the GovTech industry that you have to have degrees to get into this industry, and that is not true whatsoever. When it comes to getting into GovTech, certifications and skills matter the most. So if you don't have the right certifications and you don't have the right skills, even if you have the degree, it won't get you to where you want to be at. For me, I ended up having my computer science degree and I wanted to go get a job overseas, and I found this job that I thought I was the perfect candidate for. Once I found the job, I called the hiring manager. I told him, hey, I think I'm a great fit for this role. What do you think about my resume? He told me immediately, I love your resume, but you don't have the Security Plus certification. And that's what made me realize how big certifications were in this industry. I had the computer science degree. I had multiple internships. I already had the GovTech experience, but since I didn't have this one certification, I wasn't even qualified to be able to interview for the role. So make sure you spend that time looking up the DoD 8570 baseline certifications, because that's what's going to really help you move forward in progressing and getting into the GovTech industry. So when you're looking at the different job postings, look to see what is required. The job posting will say you must be certified at a specific level. level. So for example, it might say you must be IAT level 2 certified, and for that mostly means the Security Plus, or it might say you need to be IAT level 3 certified, and then there's many different certifications in that level. So make sure you go and study that DoD 8570 and reference it to make sure that you actually are even qualified to apply to these roles. The hiring process in the GovTech industry can be lengthy if you want to work for the federal government, but there are ways for you to speed up your hiring process. So if you want to speed up your hiring process with the federal government, what you can do is go on to usajobs.gov and you can put in direct hire when you're searching for IT roles with the federal government. So if you find these different direct hire roles, it will allow you to speed up the hiring process and completely bypass the slow government hiring process that could take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So make sure you're using direct hire to completely bypass this slow hiring process. Nobody has 3 to 6 months to wait for a government job. And if you want to speed up your hiring process even more, I suggest that you look at jobs with government contracting companies. The government contractor companies are looking to hire people immediately because if they don't have specific roles filled, they will not get paid by the government for those positions. So they have even more of an incentive to quickly hire people. I've seen it happen plenty of times to where if you have your Security Plus certification and you get a government security clearance, you can actually just go right in, apply for a job. They ask you, hey, do you want to start in 2 weeks? And you can get hired like that. So getting the right qualifications and skills are super important. If you don't know how to get a government security clearance, what you need to do is look for roles that say must have the ability to obtain government security clearance. And once you find those roles and apply to them, after you get hired, they'll put you through the clearance process. And that's how you can get your government security clearance without ever even going to the military. A lot of people think that I've been to the military since I've been in this industry since the age of 16, but I never served a single day. So you don't have to go to the military if you want to break into this industry. And to me, this is the best industry to be in because it is so recession proof and there's so many different layers to it. But if you understand what you need to do to break into the industry, you pretty much have a clear path to a 6-figure career from the day that you step foot into this industry. A lot of people, when they think about tech, they think soft skills don't matter, but in GovTech, soft skills matter a lot. A lot of people are very laid back and they're also previous military service members. So they are very chill, right? So they want to make sure that they can get along with you. So if you have good soft skills, you're a good communicator, you work well with the team, that'll make it easier for you to get a role as well. When I got my first software engineering job with Raytheon, I went into the interview and their big thing was they wanted to make sure that I fit with the team because the team had a little bit of a different kind of dynamics. Everybody was very laid back and they were in their own zone, but they did not want to work with somebody who they did not get along with. So having those good soft skills take you much further because not every technical person has soft skills. So now that you understand what you might be missing in your resume, I went into depth already on some of the things that you can do to improve your resume and improve your skill sets, but I'll do a quick recap as well. So first things first, if you don't have the Security Plus certification, you need to get that, right? That's first thing. Go get the CompTIA Security Plus and that will help you out tremendously. Next, you want to make sure that you have a good, solid resume. No pictures, no designs. Just make sure that you list out your technical skills, your qualifications, any education that you might have. If you already have a government security clearance, put that on your resume and make sure that you're tailoring your resume to the job posting. You also want to make sure that you stay up to date with the latest tech skills or technologies that the government is using, because if you don't have the right skills that they're using, then it's going to be very hard for you to get your foot in the door. So I suggest for you to look at 5 to 10 different job postings, see what the common technologies and skills that they're asking for are, and make sure that you have those skills. And if you don't, you can go and look up some different labs on YouTube. You also can go to the vendors' websites. You might be able to get a free trial and test it out. And that will allow you to get some hands-on experience with these tools that the government primarily uses. Lastly, you want to master those soft skills, your communication, your work ethic, your organization. All of these different things will help you get to the next level and get your foot in the door in GovTech. So if you're somebody who they can rely on when it comes to getting work done, knowing that you're always always willing to learn and put yourself out there, that will help you a lot. I suggest that if you go into an interview that has some technologies that you've never used before, to research these technologies before you go in. This shows the different hiring managers and your potential future coworkers that you're somebody who is willing to put the time in and effort in your free time to learn new technologies and learn new skills. That will take you so far in this industry. Being somebody who is willing to learn new things, because you're not going to know everything, especially with a lot of different technologies being government specific. So if you haven't worked on different government programs, you might not have any idea on how to use the tool. But if you're somebody who's willing to learn something new, they will look at that as you being a self-starter and a very motivated person. So having that hard work and that work ethic will help you out in this career. And overall, if you're just a good team player, that's always going to take you far. I highly suggest that you be a solid team player. And that does not mean that you're somebody who just does all the work that they send your way, but being a good team player is just somebody who can step up to the plate and get things done, and somebody that they can rely on. So if you do all of these different things with your soft skills, that will allow you to stand out from the other candidates as well. So if you haven't been doing these things and you don't have these skills and qualifications, but you've been applying to different GovTech jobs and haven't been hearing anything back, this is probably why. So that's everything that I have to cover on this topic. Make sure you go and implement these different skills and suggestions and strategies that I have talked about in this video, and that will help you get your foot in the door. But if you want a step-by-step blueprint showing you exactly what to do to get into GovTech in the next 90 days, click the link in the description below. I have everything for you in my GovTech career blueprint showing you exactly what to do no matter what level you are at in your career. It has literally everything that you need, from how to get certified quickly, how to get higher level tech roles, and all of the interview prep that you need to land your first GovTech job. Complete beginners have used this blueprint to get into GovTech in a matter of months. So don't miss out and use it while you can. I'll see you soon.